You can't go here anymore. If you try, they'll arrest you. But 50 years ago, this was the center of every Atlanta kid's universe. This is Lakewood, and this is what they did to it. October, the Southeastern Fair. For 92 years, this was Atlanta's biggest event. Bigger than Christmas, bigger than your birthday. This was the week you lived for. 1916. They built it on 117 acres of Old Creek Indian land, right around a 15-acre lake. 4 Spanish colonial exhibition halls, a massive wooden carousel. In summer, families packed the fairgrounds. In winter, they turned one of the buildings into something Atlanta had never seen, an ice skating rink. In Georgia, that's how special Lakewood was. The Greyhound, the wooden roller coaster designed by John A. Miller himself. 1915 to 1974. 60 years of screaming kids and white knuckles. It was in all 3 Smokey and the Bandit movies. You'd see it in the film and think, I've been on that. They even filmed its destruction for Smokey and the Bandit 2. Watching that coaster come down, that hurt. The Scrambler. You'd wait 45 minutes in line. Your ticket cost 50 cents. The carny running it had 3 teeth and cigarette breath, and you didn't care. Because for 2 minutes and 37 seconds, you were flying, pinned against your best friend, your stomach in your throat. That's what freedom felt like in 1972. Your dad would play the milk bottle game. 3 throws, $5. He knew it was rigged. You knew it was rigged. But he'd do it anyway. Because you wanted that giant stuffed panda. He'd lose. You'd get a tiny keychain. You'd treasure it like gold. Those 4 Spanish colonial halls. You'd drag your city kid feet through the sawdust to see the prize-winning hog. 1,200 pounds of champion pig named Petunia. Some kid from Cobb County stood next to her, nervous, hoping for the blue ribbon. You'd never seen anything like it. It was farm life, in the middle of Atlanta, real and sweaty and alive. Your mom said no to the fried Snickers, said it'd make you sick. You begged. She caved. You ate it walking past the Ferris wheel, chocolate melting down your fingers, batter still hot. You threw up 2 hours later, in the parking lot. Worth it. Every time. But something changed. In the early 70s, the crowds got thinner. The rides looked tired. Gas prices were climbing. The interstate made it too easy to drive to Six Flags instead. Even that famous carousel? Gone in 1967. Lakewood started feeling old. And old doesn't sell tickets. 1975. The Southeastern Fair closed. 59 years. Over. The fair died in 1975, but those Spanish colonial halls, they became the Lakewood Antique Market. Every second weekend, 15,000 dealers would show up. Biggest antique market in the South. Your mom would drag you there looking for vintage furniture. It kept the place alive. Until 2006, October 13th. The antique market closed. 20 years. Gone. 2008. They brought the Southeastern Fair back, one last time. They announced it in July. One final season, they said. You thought about going, for old time's sake, but you didn't. You figured there'd be time. There wasn't. October 12th, 2008, the gates closed. 92 years. Over. The developers came, with promises. Luxury condos, shops, parks. We'll honor the history, they said. They bought the land, tore down buildings, and then nothing. The money dried up. 2009 recession hit. They left it to rot, or so they said. 2010, City of Atlanta leased 30 acres to a film studio, 50-year lease. They're using those Spanish colonial halls right now, making movies and TV shows where you used to see prize pigs and blue ribbons. The buildings are still there, but you can't go in. Film crews? Sure. Security guards? Absolutely. You? Trespassing charge. Some people broke in anyway. Before the studios took over, urban explorers with cameras, they found remnants, A ticket booth, with tickets still inside. A toolbox from 1987. Graffiti on a wall. Sarah plus Mike, 1975. Proof that we were there, that it mattered, that it was real. Other fairgrounds adapted. The Minnesota State Fair, 3 million visitors a year, still going. Oklahoma State Fair, renovated, thriving. They figured it out. Atlanta? We let the fair die in 1975, brought it back for 1 year in 2008 just to say goodbye. We traded memory for a film studio most of us will never see inside. They didn't just close a fairground. They took away the place where you learned what joy felt like, where your dad tried to win you that stuffed animal, where you rode the Greyhound until you thought you'd fly off the tracks, where you were young and everything was possible. And now it's a film studio, making stories about other people's lives, while yours sits behind a fence. But they can't take your memories. They're still real, still yours. Drop your Lakewood story in the comments. Let's make sure nobody forgets. This is Atlanta. This was ours.